Mature content warning. This computer software contains content that may be unsuitable for some players, including depictions of violence, sexual conduct, abuse, rape, mental illness, murder, discriminatory language, and suicide. This work does not in any way endorse or affirm criminal acts or violations of human rights. By continuing beyond this point, the user agrees he or she or they acknowledge the above, does not find such content described above offensive nor obscene, and is requesting this content as in good mental health. Hello everyone, welcome back! As you can see, my model seems a bit different because I've done some tweaking, so it should look better now. But yeah, we're finally back again with Hashihime of the Old Book Town. Very exciting. And I'm not late this time, but I don't think this will be much long episode, but we shall see. If it gets too exciting, I'll probably record longer than I thought, so. Also, I don't know why. It's like, I don't know if my camera cannot capture my eyes correctly, but it keeps making me look upwards every time I look at the camera, so that's a bit weird. But that's fine, I guess. Anyway, rambling. Let's just start in the game, okay? I was on the streetcar. Shopkeeper was in front of me. No, I was sitting there.
また会ってしまったな、玉森くん。
その呼び方はやめろ。お前も私なんだから。
だが君も分子であるならわかるだろ
う。便宜上。
そういうことだ。これからも私は天使であり、君は玉森くんだ。
おかしな親父だ。
Shopkeeper smiled even wider when I gave him a cold stare, but even I was quick to lower my glare, my shoulder falling with a sigh.
こんなことを言うと不適切かもしれないが、この数日間、楽しかったよ。ただただ、楽しかった。川瀬に花沢、奥さんに直しくん、それにあのクソガキども。機械湯で散々煽られてね。以来子供が大嫌いになったよ。
だから鳥羽君を見殺しにしたのか?
The shopkeeper nodded. Yeah, I think last episode was freaking mess, bro. I think we left off when we jumped after Minakami died from saving us from Hanazawa. Now Shikun died, Hakase losing his shit. Well, it was just a mess. I didn't criticize him as I tried desperately to keep my brow from trembling.
私は君のように彼らと戯れることはなかったからね。だから子を持つこととなった時、私は薫を育てられるか心配だった。だが結果的に私は私の手であの子を壊そうとしていた。
I think you already did, bro. Shopkeeper gently closed his right palm.
あれは橋姫の面と言ってな。嫉妬に狂って鬼になった人の面だ。薫には私になったつもりで花沢と川瀬を殺せと命じていたんだ。あいつは誰も殺せずに帰ってきた。
Kaoru had asked me, is dying sad? So it wasn't as though he felt nothing about killing people. He was aware what he was doing was wrong.
今思えば、それで救われたのは私の方かもしれない。
お前は最低の親だ。
わかってるさ。私もいい加減子離れしないとな。
I had taken over the shopkeeper's memories, but those memories were only fragments of emotions and knowledge that I could only remember in flashes when I experienced them for myself. That was why there were a lot of things I didn't know and could not understand.
どうして結婚しなかったんだ? そんなに子供が嫌いなら誰か頼ればよかっただろう。
さあな。どうして縁がなかったんだろうな。
Because my preference was not women in the first place, it was men. He was trying to dodge the question. I was worried about my future, so I was trying to feel hopeless now that I was convinced he was a virgin. I mean...
なんだその顔は。
嘆かわしいぞ。その年で初代どころか。
仕方なかろう。私にだって恋しい人はいたのだから。
Ooh. Mina Mina? Did that mean he had been destroyed by one-sided love? Either way, it was pretty sad. Should probably drop this pointless conversation.
しかしまさか未来でも私たちはあだ名で呼び合っていようとは。
ん？疑問に思ったこともなかったな。
It was especially confusing that Minakami still used his later on. There were many factors involved in changing Minato Suisenji into Minakami, so it wasn't surprising that he got the name from the novel he happened to be reading at the time, The Haunted Ginkgo, which apparently had a boy named Yoshinosuke Minakami in it. But I never thought he'll keep it for who knows how many decades.
だがあの時、あだ名を付け合って本当に良かったと思うよ。
What was my nickname? Tama-chan? I'll be the first one to come up with a fake name. Then Kawase named himself Kawase, and Hanazawa named himself Hanazawa. After thinking about it for a while, Minakami finally named himself Minakami.
どんなにひどい喧嘩をしても、お互いあだ名で叫び合っていると思うと、なんだかバカらしく思えて、笑えてくるんだよな。
Shopkeeper suddenly burst into laughter. I couldn't help laughing too. Our laughter shook the space-time streetcar. 10. Wow. There's a lot of jumps. It just began to rain. It fell in drops from the gray sky. I was lying down in front of him in Bajito. How many times had I woken up like this? I was already tired of asking where or who I was. I just opened the door and went inside as usual. I placed my hand on the soji, my mind somewhat clearer. The shopkeeper was already standing and holding his hand out towards me.
今度こそ会うことのないようにな。
Whoa, he knows? Okay, I don't get the shopkeeper thing. Like, does he retain what happened? Like his memories? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Am I dumb? Probably. I'm probably dumb. I took his hand. Shopkeeper vanished into water. The liquid deepened the color of the kimono and began to soak into the tatami. Even if the shopkeeper was no longer going to give Minakami an opportunity to die, I didn't think two of the same person should exist at the same time. Minakami told there were two sides to everything, a right hand and a left hand, a good and evil, that was absolute. However, the shopkeeper and I fell under the same category. In other words, a left hand and a left hand, evil and evil. Even if I were to let him to live, it didn't necessarily mean this would happen again. Well, that was actually just an excuse. I realized who the someone he loved was, so I couldn't afford to let him live. Why? I picked up the shopkeeper's coat before it could get wet. I put it over my shoulder as it were my own and knocked at the basement door.
Kaoru, いるんだろ?
There was barely any time before the lock clicked. Aww. When I opened the door, Kaoru was looking right up at me.
私が誰だかわかるか?
おじさん。
そうだ。おじさんはお前を残してちょっと遠くへ行く。今。
Oops. I thought he was done. He nodded without hesitating. Such a good kid. I explained to those innocent eyes what was going to happen next. I was headed to Saragucho's Kikai's bathhouse. No one was there, probably because it was the middle of the day and I was able to do all the things I wasn't normally able to do. Starting to feel lonely by myself in this large bath, I stationed myself right below the painting of Mount Fuji. This would probably be the last time I came to Kikai's bathhouse. I would never hear those old men and women's... Well, there were never any old women. I would never hear those young and old men's lively conversation ever again, which was pretty sad in itself. Thinking about things like that, my heart sank. I can't let it get to me. Then I came here to relax in the bath. I submerged myself to my shoulder in the hot water. It calmed down and began to count from 1 to 100. I was getting to use the shopkeeper's coat. I put it over my shoulder to keep the steam from leaving me, and began to walk around the rainy Jinbocho. I heard the guy I was looking for was on Hakusan Street, but suddenly I found a young man in an alley he happened to pass. He seemed to be in deep sleep under a large blue umbrella. I stopped my foot right in front of him.
50銭。
ほら、
右足どけろ。左足からだ。
Dokun said that as he shined my shoe with swift movements. His attitude towards his customers... I can't read. His attitude towards his customer was terrible, though. He treated me like I was the dirty shoe he was touching, but, well, he was thorough, so I figured that was fine.
どうしてこんな路肩で商売をやっているのだ？駅の方に行けばサラリーマンがたくさんいるぞ。
俺たちにも縄張りってもんがあるんだよ。
君はそこからあぶれたわけか。
関係ねえだろ、てめえには。
てめえな。His attitude was immature and bold. That was what made him even more refreshing. If only he sweet-talked to high-paying customers, he'll be no different from a prostitute.
なんだよ、気持ち悪いな。ニヤニヤしやがって。
いや、50セントは改めて考えると結構な商売だと思ってな。
客の顔見て決めてんだよ。
I'm worth 50 cents, huh? In that case, you should have charged a little more. I thought as the corner of his mouth lifted into a teasing smile.
あんた、機械湯帰りか？
わかるか？
柚子の匂いがするからな。
そういう君は古本屋にでも住み込んでいるのか？古書の匂いがする。
は
あ？いや、実はな、君があの三千堂の少年と分かって、私はここへ来たのだ。
He glared at me with suspicion in his eyes.
近々、私の息子がそちらの世話になる。
息子？あんた父親なのか？
ああ。息子は6尺4寸ある大男だ。噂には聞いているだろう。どうか仲良くしてやってくれないか。
はあ？なんだ、ふざけてんのか？
ふざけてはいない。至って真剣な話だ。
Well, he'll be very helpful. I bet he can do a lot of work. He's very strong.
どちらにしろ俺は構わないぜ。そいつがいりゃ、縄張りも取り返せそうだ。
Kurokun grinned. He shined the shoe in his hands with enthusiasm that perhaps came from his thoughts of revenge.
終わった。
おお、新品のような輝きだ。
泥水踏んで汚すんじゃねえぞ。気をつけて帰れ。
ありがとう。
Arigato. Man, the memory sounds so sweet now. I pat him on the head. When I did, Kurokun's eyes opened wide. Afterwards, he rubbed his nose, looked away, annoyed as his cheeks turned red. Oh, he's so cute. The shoe shiner Kurokun was a spirited and fine young man. He had a foul mouth, but he cared for his friends, and there were even rare moments when he was cute. He'd probably take good care of Kaoru too. Now I just had to switch places with myself. When I returned to my Uebachi, feeling refreshed, I heard some kind of argument.
なんなのだ貴様。近寄るな。
There's multiple me's now. I ran out of Uebachi, screaming like a coward.
カオル。あれは私ではない。おじさんではない。
Oh.
怒ってない。怒ってないから早くあいつを捕まえてくれ。
Kaoru put his hood on and chased after me. This wasn't the time for it to be standing around either, so I quickly went after them. It was scary how fast I could run when I was scared. Even I couldn't catch him. When I ran out near Hakusan Street, Kaoru was standing there in a daze. Once he noticed me, he slowly pointed to the streetcar.
あれに乗ったのか？
I had no idea where the me terrified of Kaoru would go. It was like when I would do things with the shopkeeper couldn't predict. There was also times I could be very much like myself. The worst thing that could happen was ignoring him, and things ended up like a mess again.
カオル、あの視点を止めろ。
I yelled, but that sounded weird even to me. But without questioning me, Kaoru ran ahead to the streetcar and stopped it head on. Jesus! Bro, you tried to kill your kid? There's no way he was human. Oh, bro. He'd be cute though. I was the one who told him too, but wasn't this getting pretty out of hand? In the rain, I abandoned all common sense and got into stop streetcar. There was no time to buy a ticket, of course. Conductor's lights had gone out, so I probably wouldn't have been able to anyway. After I weaved through the crowd, Kawase stood in my way.
Tamamori-kunが2人
What? Oh, great.
私が2人
Kaoru came up behind me.
その大男だ。その男がいきなり迫ってきたのだ。強盗に違いない。
どういうこと？君が2人って。でも、なんで？
カオル、2人を連れ出せ。
Kaoru cornered them and grabbed them both by their shoulders. They made a fuss, but Kaoru paid no attention to them and got off the streetcar. When I clapped my hands above my head, everyone joined me in applause. That was the moment the unimpressed and indifferent streetcar passengers had become part of an epic detective story. Once turned into the side road, Kaoru roughly threw two of them to the ground. I touched the terribly frightened me and he turned back into water. I instantly felt the fear of being chased by Kaoru coming through the palm of my hand, leaving me feeling pretty pathetic. Anyway, that took care of that. I would explain this to Kawase. There was a part of me that didn't really want to deal with it.
川瀬、すまんな。今のはちょっとした、そう、技術だ。
Kijutsu. Sure. Kijutsu Kai-san. Oh, I love the new drape thing on him. Looks nice.
いいよ。
川瀬？
どうでもいいよ。
Kawase had fallen flat on his face, but when I thought he was going to lift himself up, he stopped. His clothes were dirty, his pupils contracted as he traced his muddy cheeks. The poor guy. He's traumatized.
大丈夫だ。泥は乾かせば取れる。
He's insane. He's lost it.
川瀬はその綺麗好きなのだ。
ねえ、そいつ。誰？君の友達。
友達？He's my son.
覚悟しろよ。絶対。ただじゃおかないから。
Kawase stood up slowly. He picked his umbrella and shakily withdrew, dragging on one leg for no apparent reason.
本当に技術だと信じてくれるのか？
どうでもいいって。
Kawase turned his head and gave me a smile, then quickly headed home.
荒領事だったが、川瀬の潔癖症も緩和した。かな？あいつを泥水に突っ込むなんていいことをしたんだよ、お前は。それより、どこも怪我してないか？
What the hell had he been doing in that basement to get so strong? You must have been eating pretty well.
お前は心身ともに人間離れしているな。褒めているのだ。まあ、かなりいろいろ持て余すだろうが、なるべく元気でな。
Kaoru timidly touched my arm, but he didn't tighten his grip. He slowly moved away from me. That was why I was able to leave him without looking back. I had taken over the shopkeeper's memories, but they weren't something I tried to remember or even could remember. But there was one thing I knew for sure. Kaoru loved the shopkeeper dearly. I felt a little sad leaving him. But I was still a terribly heartless man. By the time I arrived at Toyokinuma, it was way past starting time.
おい、店員。鑑賞券は余ってないか？
The caramel seller came out from the back.
あるけど、いいんすか？途中だよ。
構わん。
はい。じゃあ30銭。画面が明るくなったら入れますよ。俺が合図したら扉を開けてください。
はい、わかった。と、その前に、おかっぱ頭の糸目の男は見なかったか？
おかっぱの糸目？変な客じゃない限り印象に残らないからな。
そうか。ならいいのだ。
Caramel seller pushed me from behind and I went into the theater. I had bought a standing ticket, but immediately headed towards a seat in the middle. I went by one person and sat down. Sitting right next to me and looking straight at the screen was Minakami. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was a horror film. The main characters were a man named Dr. Jekyll and his other personality, Hyde. It made me want to laugh when the film's nerdy Japanese match up with the foreigner's mouth at times. But when this fantasy slowly melted away in reality, it was beautiful. It was almost scary. Honestly, I was tired of watching it. When I glanced at Minakami, he was looking ahead with clear eyes. Sometimes his mouth was half open, sometimes he would suddenly smile. Once the curtain closed, Minakami stood up and applauded the narrator, then grabbed his bag and left.
おい。
玉森、どうして？
気づかなかったのか？
集中してて。だから、なぜここが？
古い友人には会えたか？物語の最後は分かったか？
Confused, he eventually lowered his shoulders and sat back down in his seat.
いや、お預けを食らってしまったよ。何のいたずらだ？
Minakami said, pulling out a letter from his pocket.
にゃっはっは。いかにも、これは私が送ったものだ。
やはりな。
やはりと思うなら、なぜさっき聞かなかった？
確信がなかったから。
こんなことをするのが私以外にもいると思うのか？
Minakami gave me a wry smile.
さあ、これからちょっと付き合ってもらうぞ。
I grabbed Minakami's arm and rushed out of Toyokinuma.
あれ、くせっ気のお兄さん。おかっぱのお兄さんに会えたんすね。よかったっすね。
ああ、ありがとう。
なあ、俺を探していたのか。
We went down the Sakura Street and merged into the Hakusan Street heading towards Suido Bridge. I held my umbrella, which could only shield one person, and continued to walk, dragging Minakami by the arm.
なあ、傘くらいささせてくれないか。
濡れたくないなら私の足並みに合わせろ。
むちゃくちゃだな。
He stopped and stared at me. Minakami tried to open his red umbrella, but I immediately snatched it from him. Then I handed him my open umbrella instead.
お前が持て。
When I began to walk again on my own, Minakami came running after me, like he knew I would. Oh, that's cute! Walk with me.
玉森。
手紙は白髪小僧に挟まっていたよな。
ああ。
だが私ならドグラマグラに手紙を挟む。旧作前期の傑作か後期の傑作かの違いだな。
Minakami must have figured out I was talking about the Hashihime. His silence deepened even more. I suddenly stopped and let myself walk out in the rain. Feeling my gaze, Minakami calmed down and came after me. He held the umbrella out to me, getting his back wet.
お前も浪人生だったんだってな。その服も偽物で私の気を引きたいから気取ってたんだってな。あんまりその服が似合うから気がつかなかった。川瀬にも直志くんにもバレてない。知ってるのは私と奥さんだけだ。
いつから？
いつだったかな。昨日のような、3日前のような。なんとか言ったらどうだ？
失望したか。
俺が嘘をついていたことに。
Honestly, I couldn't stand it. What was the point of Roninse lying to a Roninse? Plus, it wasn't to show off, it was because he didn't want to disappoint me, which made it even more ridiculous. I began to walk towards Sweeto Bridge again. Mommy didn't delay this time, but he followed me slowly. At this point, I wasn't sure who was trying to keep up with whom.
失望したりなんかしない。お前は誰がどう言おうと天才だ。私に橋姫のことを黙っていたのは正解だった。もし私が橋姫を知っていたら、お前なんか放っておいて、何度も何度も時間を繰り返し、遊びほうけていただろう。お前が私を守ってくれていたことも知らずにな。
玉森。
I felt embarrassed saying that.
私はお前と違ってバカだ。だから何度もやらねば学習できない。ここまで来るのにだって多分10回は繰り返している。理由はわかるだろう。お前が今日東洋キネマに誰が来るかと察せられていたなら。
でも玉森、俺はお前の思っているような。
それももう聞き飽きた。だからって黙り込むのもなしだからな。
ああ。
なあ、みなかみ。私と一緒に田舎に帰ってくれないか。誰にも何も告げずに、今から田舎に帰るのだ。
My stationery, my go board, my goldfish, my books. Everyone and everything, let's run away from it all. Let's forget all about these 2 years. This was the only way I could think to end this rain. We rode the train driven on the steam by a whistle. I think I read that wrong. It doesn't make sense. It was in the middle of a weekday and there were many people heading back to the country, so the train was totally empty.
本当に飛び乗ってしまったな。
なんだ、後悔しているのか？
いや、俺はただお前についていくだけだ。
Nakami smiled, seemingly exhausted. I responded with a wide smile.
それよりペンやインクはどうした？俺を誘ったんだ。お前は帰郷の準備くらいしてきたんだろ？
してない。この先、鉛筆と安いノートで十分だろうと思ってな。何をそんなに驚いている？
だってお前の夢は。
読者は一人で十分だ。お前以外の目はいらん。
Aww. Yes, we ship, we ship, we ship. I mumbled those last words as I rested my chin in my hand. When I glanced at Minakami, he had a blank look on his face and his mouth was hanging open. He then gulped and slightly lowered his head.
すまない。
だからな。
お前はきっと立派な分子になれたのに。
Minakami clenched his fist with a grave look on his face. He seriously overestimated my skills. Felt awkward trying to make him feel better and going out of my way to talk about my own flaws. Annoyed, I shook my legs again and pouted. You should feel honored. You can keep all my stories to yourself. I thought about saying. I knew better than anyone else that Minakami wasn't that possessive.
お前は私にどうなってほしかった？
夢を叶えてほしかった。ルイコや押川のような名のある分子になることがお前の。
それは間違いだ。私の夢はもうとっくに叶っている。それも10年以上前からな。
We were little when I first let Minakami hear one of my stories. I gone to visit Minakami, who was stuck in the hospital for a while, and to entertain him, I told him about a hallucination I've had. He listened excitedly. That started to feel good, so eventually I let him hear the fantasy stories I made up, instead of my hallucinations and illusions. I felt happiest during those times. It took me many years, in a roundabout way, to finally realize that clearly someone hadn't letting someone hadn't been letting me realize it. I figured it was the Hashihime.
しかし、一つ知りたいことがあるんだが、水前寺家って一体何なんだ？代々橋姫っていうのを立てまつってきたんだろう？
I wondered about that countless times.
橋につく妖怪と言われている。
すべての橋に橋姫がいるのか？
川っていうのは悪い気を流す場所だから、霊的なものがたまるんだよ。
That's pretty ridiculous. There were more than 100 bridges across the Kanda River after all. Besides, that didn't really explain anything. Minagami acted like he knew what he was talking about, but he kept quiet about the rest.
奥さんに聞けばわかったかな。ああ、あの人が昔水道橋の橋姫に目をかけられていたことも聞いたぞ。
じゃあ、
女装していたことも。
あれは仕方のないことなんだぞ。橋姫は女性につかないと言われてるんだ。だから、雨の降らない、つまり橋姫の目がないうちに女の格好をさせて、次の雨の日には女と認識させることで橋姫を離すことができる。
Man, Hashime is pretty sexist. I gave him a cold stare as he tried to make excuse for his relative. He let out a sigh and relaxed.
まあ、儀式みたいなものだ。
Nevertheless, Venom really enjoyed Dakarazuka and tea parties.
離れると言ったが、その場合、橋姫はどうなってしまうんだ？
一番近くのものに取り付く。
ますますわけがわからんな。
でも、そうやって欺くことができるんだ。俺の父さんも女の格好をさせられていた時期もあったんだよ。
糸目で猫背の父親が？
でも、母さんと出会って、やっぱり男として生きていくことを決めて、俺が生まれてしまった。途絶えさせるはずだったのに。
まあ、結果的に途絶えたな。
どういうことだ？
だってお前は同性の私に惚れているのだから。
That means there will be kids. Yes, and I don't know why my camera is lagging. That was when Minakami opened his eyes wide as they could go. It was almost embarrassing how much his pupils were shaking.
なんだその反応は。
I looked away as my legs shook slightly. They're so cute. They're so cute, I swear to God.
俺は一体どこまで？
Well.
好きだと言われた。だが理由は聞いてない。知れ者が言い逃れはさせんからな。
言い逃れ？
私はお前から万回告白を受けている。
繰り返したのは10回程度だって言ってなかったか
？10回程度とはなんだ？程度とは。
すまん。俺は23回繰り返したから。って、どのみち俺は知れ者だな。
Suddenly, Minakami's head overlapped my hand that was resting on the windowsill. I'm sorry. We've been waiting for this moment for so long, and now that it's happening, I just... Finally.
だから、こういうことをするのも当然か。
Yes! Yes, it's okay, honey. It's okay. It's so okay.
バカが
He wraps his fingers around mine and gently caresses the spaces between them. Yes. Oh my god.
そこまで進んでない
Minakami immediately lifted his hand. When I looked at him, I could feel his embarrassment. It's fine. We have to start somewhere.
だが嫌とは言ってない嫌とは言ってないぞ
ならよかった。
He grasped my hand tightly. Then, as soon as I realized he was pulling me towards him, his face was right in front of mine. Yes! Oh my god. 15 episodes. It took us 15 episodes, but we're here. We're here, everyone. I could feel Finakami's breath on my face. He stopped right in front of me and burst out laughing. Oh god. I hate that. Why?
と、やめておこう。あんまり嫌われたくないからな。
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Minakami pushed me back to my seat and sank back to its own. The train jerked. Rain beat against the window. It was a joke. He was just making fun of me. I felt like everyone was laughing at me. Dumbfounded, I continued to look at Minakami without blinking.
玉森。
なんだ今のはなんだって聞いてるだろ
すまん。
また私に恥をかかせたな
Finally. I finally told you I accepted you, and yet... Well, I didn't say I accepted him, but he probably understood that even without words. So what the hell was that just now?
みなかみのくせに
Minakami let out a dry laugh. Fed up, I looked away as I tried to calm my beating heart. Yes! It's so coming together right now, and I'm... Okay. It's hard to breathe, and my cheeks were kind of hot. I must have been catching another cold. At least that's what I wanted to think.
私は寝るからなお前の相手など疲れた
おやすみ。
起こせよ絶対な
あ、ずっとここにいる。
I put my elbow against the windowsill, leaned my face against my hand again, and went to sleep. You'll be there the whole time, huh? I wonder if I could really believe him. Something soft suddenly pressed against the corner of my lips. Oh my god! Everybody, you're gonna hold my hand right now, because like, oh my god, that was just... Did he just peck him on the cheek? I can't. I'm deceased. Oh god. 15 episodes. It took us 15 episodes and we didn't even get a proper kiss, but it's okay. We're okay. It's progress. It's progress. I opened my eyes slightly and Minakami was looking out over the rainy capital as he smiled. Minakami's story? Ah, we're here. Why did he love me so much? Honestly, I was scared to ask. Speaking of something so pathetic, it was like what Kawase and I had discussed before. There wasn't a single good thing about me. He said Minakami loved my stories, but was that really the reason? There were plenty of great writers in this world, like Yusaku Yumeno and Riko Kuroewa. I can't read. I don't think I could compare to them all. Why did he love me so much? I was going around in circles. I woke up to the tap on the shoulder. Fields filled the landscape outside. I stood up when Minakami did. Of course, no one greeted us when we arrived at the station in the country. The landscape should have been green, but it was white and hazy from the rain, dulling its color. When I exited the station, Minakami held back and wouldn't come out.
この服、どこかで着替えさせてもらえないか。
ダメだ
When Minakami's dad asked him, Minato, how was the university? You'd have to confess. Sorry, the truth is, that was my revenge. Well, I also have to apologize to my grandmother, who had scrounged the money together for my train fare 2 years ago. started to walk and Minakami helplessly followed behind. The road from the set station to the village was a long path between rice paddies. The first thing we saw was my house. Oddly enough, I also saw a crowd of people.
俺はゆっくり行くよ。
何を今さら恥ずかしがってるんだ。
泣きたいな。
I left Minakami behind and ran towards my house. There was a smell of incense. Oba-chan! Oh no! Oh, we could have just escaped the death, can we? Can we? Oh my god. When I suddenly looked around, everybody was wearing mourning clothes. Minakami's father came out of the house and bowed deeply at me. I couldn't believe it. The shopkeeper's black clothing had become my mourning attire. By the time Minakami's mother brought out lunch, my grandmother had passed away. My grandmother's peaceful sleeping face was underneath a white cloth. There was an endless procession of mourners, but eventually even I could no longer come up with any sort of profound response. Can't read. Perhaps concerned, Minakami's mother had me go outside to take a break. As I walked down the lonely... I do feel lonely. As I walk alone down the paths between the rice paddies. What's with me and reading these days, Jesus? A hunched-over old woman came waddling by. She wordlessly bowed her head when she saw me. The whole village knew my grandmother had died, though Izumi residents had probably also been contacted. Even when I thought back on it, it didn't seem like Madam knew my grandmother was dying. Once I got to Churoku Bridge, I spotted the floodgates of the Nipashi River, but when I turned away from it, I looked out looking over the Lake Inawashiro's inlet. I leaned against the rail and slowly took out the goldfish watering can. Look closely! Look! It's goldfish! I don't want it.
玉森、
Minakami。
後ろ姿を見つけてな。
Minakami stood next to me.
制服、まだ着てるんだな。
喪服になるからな。このままでいることにした。
怒られなかったか？
喜んでいたよ。明日から俺は酒造の跡取りだ。
怒鳴りつけられれば面白かったのに。
ひどいな。それに、俺の家族に短気な人はいないよ。
True, all you guys are so soft-hearted and soft. Soft, you guys are soft-boiled eggs. That was true. If it weren't such an easygoing and generous guy, I wouldn't have been born. Minakami suddenly took an interest in my hands.
それ、
ああ、知り合いからもらったのだ。昔、似たものをばあちゃんがくれてな。少し思い出していた。
However, the goldfish she had given me was just a lump of clay. We were poor, so we couldn't even afford tin toys. That's why when she showed me illusions, thousands of goldfish watering cans would swim through the sky. I would fill it with water from the lake Inawashiro and make it rain. But as soon as that lump of clay crumbled in my hand, the illusion had faded.
もしかしたら、ばあちゃんが私をここへ呼び戻したのかもしれない。テートにいたこと自体幻想で、ばあちゃんが溶かしてくれたのかもしれない。
玉森。
謝りたかったのに。もう、時は戻せない。
Even if I jump into a puddle right now, I won't be able to go back to this morning.
どうしたらいいんだろう。私はこの先。
I wasn't sure if this was the right choice anymore. This rain would probably end in a couple more days. Wasn't there a way I could save her too? Or was this the Hashime's disaster?
俺についてきてくれるか？
Minakami crossed Shiroko Bridge. He twirled his umbrella and quietly turned around. But it wasn't his usual smile that greeted me. Once we crossed the bridge, I could see a small hill up ahead. The mountain path was damp with mist. After we walked for a while in silence, I stopped dead in my tracks and saw a shrine.
懐かしいな。この
ここは水前寺家が代々管理するように言われていた。
I keep pressing next. I hate it. I hate it. Stop fingers. Stop yourself.
ずいぶん昔の話だ。
The building was corroded by rain, and I could see where the stains had been covered with more stains. Must have been connected to the Hashihime somehow. If that was the case, I figured it was normal for it to be so abandoned. I had prayed there for a long time ago without ever knowing why, but it always filled me with dread. Minakami reverently went inside. I also hesitantly climbed up the corroded stairs and went after him. The interior of the shrine was dim and colorless. Even farther inside there was a black door. Minakami approached the door by himself and gently placed his hand on it.
俺はここでお前の母親を殺した。あの人は全てを受け入れて死んでくれた。なのに俺はその死を無駄に。
それももう聞いたぞ。
Minakami turned around and knit his brows as though I said something unbelievable.
なんとも思わないのか。
なんだその軽蔑したような聞き方は。
俺はお前の。
もういい。先に帰るからな。
待ってくれ。
He grabbed my arm. Even though I tried to shake him off, those eyes continued to stare at me, and I faced him timidly.
俺はお前の全部を壊したんだ。俺さえいなければこんなことにはならなかったはずだ。
If you're gonna put the plot twist on me right now and say that Minagami liked me because he felt guilty, I'm gonna slap everybody that involved in this game. Oh god.
お前を苦しめたのは。
私は確かに苦しんだ。だが、苦しめるより一思いに殺すのがいいやつだっていうのか？ひどい言い方になるが、私がお前を救ったのはお前のためじゃない。私のためだ。だから今後も罰なんてくだらんし、代償にお前の家族を殺そうとも思わん。そうしてお前がすっきりするなら別だけどな。
保身で言ってるんじゃない。ここで俺を殺してくれと言ってるんだ。
I will throw your freaking... I will hit you, Minagami. I will hit you.
いつか償おうと思っていた。けど俺は。
どうして私にそこまでこだわるんだ？
俺は。
今じゃなくてもいい。
I had asked him myself, but I cut off what he was about to say. I just didn't want to hear the crude words he stringed together. Normally, Minakami would understand the kind of personality I had and would shut his mouth like I asked. But he quietly began to speak.
俺は生まれる前の記憶がある。
Oh. From before he was born?
その中で俺は女だったり、魚だったり、鳥だったり。後遺症なのか、今でもたまに暗闇が怖いと思うよ。
まるで旧作の胎児の夢だな。
うん。やっぱり胎児は夢を見るんだと思う。全部の記憶にお前がいた。
That is so sweet! Oh my god! Those were powerful words! Also, they were pulling me in, so I couldn't help looking away.
俺が魚であれば、お前もまた魚だった。
Next thing I knew, we were standing at the bottom of a blue river. The surface of the water swayed gently as white bubbles of air floated upwards. I opened my mouth in shock, even my lungs filled with water.
ただの夢だと思ってた。けど、鳥が誰に襲われることなく飛べたり、魚が言葉なく群れをなせるのは、用水とか体液とか、水を通して経験っていう記憶を引き継がせているからなんだと思う。
想像力がないと言っていたくせに、お前も大概の無双家だな。
That is so sweet. What the fuck? No one can top confession like Minagami. Come on. What the hell? That is so sweet.
お前のことになると考えきれなくなるんだ。
Bitch.
変な話だろ。笑ってくれ。
Laugh, bitch. I'm crying. That is so sweet.
笑わんよ。お前だってこれまで私の話を真剣に聞いてくれたしな。
ありがとう。
Minagami smiled in relief, letting out small air bubbles.
だが、よくわからないことがいっぱいあるな。つまり私はお前の、思い人の生まれ変わりってわけか？
簡単に言えばな。
もしかして、あの病室で出会う前から私を知っていたということか？
ああ。
だったらなぜそんな素振りを見せなかった？
正直に話したらおかしなやつだと思うだろ
まあ、普通はそうだな。普通はな。
う。だから一生言う気もなかった。これまでそうしてきたように。
The surface of the water was suddenly shaken by bullets of rain. When I came closer to him, he gently tapped my cheek and released me from his illusion.
でももう伝わってしまったな。
許してくれるのか？
その話はもういいだろう。というかだな。もう少し私への思いを伝える努力をしてもよかったんじゃないのか？
Ben, don't worry. I know humans are freaking selfish, but bro, Minagami just literally give you the confession of a lifetime. Like, who can top Minagami with that confession? Come on, bitch. Bitch.
どういうことだ？
だから例えばだ。お前手帳に本の感想を書いているだろ？あれに私の称賛絶賛を書いてポトリとなくしたふりをする。
Namori is still hung up on that. Really? Come on, Tama.
そして私の手に渡るようにして遠回しにそういうことを伝える方法なんていくらでもあるってことだ。
俺の手帳を読んだのか？
読んだ。
I've seen them. Read them carefully. I've been completely absorbing them right now in front of Minagami's dead body. No wonder why my name wasn't added in those books. But no matter what, there was no way I could tell him I was still upset.
どうして私の名を書かなかった？
Ah, damn, I said it.
何か勘違いさせたか？
別にというか、お前こそ勘違いするんじゃないぞ。私の名前が手帳になかったからって寂しく思ったりなんかしてないぞ。
We're so bad at lying.
あんな小さい手帳じゃお前への思いは収まりきらない。
Bitch. He knows. He knows. He knows. he got away with his words, bro. You should be a writer, a poet. I don't know. Do something with that skill, bro.
大丈夫だ。杞憂だよ。
大丈夫って別に私は。
もうお前しか見ない。
My heart. Oh my god, Minky. Minky. Oh my god, I can't. I can't continue reading this. My heart.
本当か？
本当だ。
No, Cass. Cass. But Minagami was a liar. If I turn away from him here, he might suddenly hang himself. Not gonna lie, I also have trust issues on that. I couldn't take my eyes off him. He was truly exhausting man, yet...
目を閉じてくれ。
No, I'm not closing my eyes. He came closer. I'm dead. Sorry. If he does that to me, oh god. Minagami, I will not be able to forgive you. I didn't really trust Minakami, but I obediently did as he said. He touched the back of my neck. It's happening.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
His cold fingertips slowly slid their way up and stuck under my chin and lifted my face slightly. Minakami, he kissed me before I could have called out his name. Pinky! Oh my god, yes, we've been waiting for this, and oh my god, I can't. Okay. When I opened my mouth in surprise, he kissed me even deeper. Yes. Oh yes. Kids, go home. If you're underage, go home. God. Our tongues overlapped. I was confused by that soft and ticklish feeling. When I put my tongue back, my sides were sucked out. My mouth was filled with Murakami's scent. My sense numbed, and I could no longer tell whose tongue was whose. Bro. Oh my god. Okay. This is going to be rated. Is this going to be rated? Oh my god. Not the sounds. Not the sounds. He was carefully and thoroughly devouring me. Yes! Okay, I should read it seriously. Contain yourself. Contain your Fujoshi self. Those contradicting words came to mind as I gave him to him. Suddenly, my eyes opened slightly. Minakami's usual face was right in front of me. That's when I realized I was doing something crazy. I gasped for breath. Perhaps also coming to his senses, Minakami pulled his lips away. Lips away? God, I can't read. I want to smile. He was the one who had stolen my breath away. So of course he wasn't out of breath at all. Damn, I was pretending to be calm, but I couldn't suppress my racing heart. I closed my eyes in panic and clutched my chest, my heart beating uncontrollably.
Tamamori, 帰ろう。
Go home and what?
すまない。
No, don't apologize. Don't apologize. He was still fussing over me. It was kind of frustrating, so I pretended to stumble and lean against him. You go, Tamamori! You go, Tamamori! Yes!
玉森。
こうしていろ。
This was the second time I had been this close to Minakami. First time was during a stormy night when we were young. I told Minakami I was going to the bridge. If I didn't listen to him like a fool, he'd come after me and stop me. Even when I told him I gave up, he never left my side. We ended up tucked in the same futon until sunrise. That was all that had happened, but this warmth and smell feels so nostalgic. How many tens of thousand times had we done this? The feeling these were the emotions I had each time. However, humans set up to forget these memories. They're fetus dreams. Right as I was about to ask, I came up with the answer inside of me. I realized Minakami had gone through that unimaginable loneliness.
お前はかわいそうなやつだ。
そんなことはない。
かわいそうだ。かわいそうすぎて涙も出ない。私も思い出したい。聞かせてくれるか？
Tell me everything, even from the depths of the memories you dare not mention. I jumped at him and wrapped my arms around his neck. I want to scream. With my heels lowered, Minakami leaned towards me.
玉森。
I responded by hugging him tightly. His hand slid down my back to my waist. His middle fingers pressed against my hips. When I looked up out of reflex, he was giving me an affectionate smile. I was so nervous I thought I would burst, but he was totally calm. When I glared right at him, he pulled my hips towards him again. I was pushed against a nearby support beam and kissed with sharp pecs beneath him. Yes! Bro. Where was this? His right hand pushed against my chest as it hit sharp. I got the song too, bitch. His right hand pushed against my chest as it hit sharply, then let me slowly catch my breath. Eventually, he placed the palms of his hand on top of my shirt and rubbed my nipples with his thumbs, bitch. Bitch. Should I continue reading? This is rated, bitch. But like, I can't stop. Oh god. I wanted him to touch me more, but how? How could he do something like that as if it was perfectly natural? Can't read. It was my heart beating so fast from just that.
みな、神。
これ以上はしない。最後までしないし、無理やりもしない。約束する。
It's fine. Oh god. I'm so shocked that even my face stopped moving. Like, I can't move myself. Oh god. Oh. Bitch. 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 I can't read this. I won't read it. Okay. Starting on this every rated thing, I won't read it just in case of YouTube, you know. But you can read it yourself. You know. Keep it silent. Keep it hush hush. So the YouTube gods do not freaking ban this video and like remove it from my YouTube channel. Oh god, noises. Okay, I can't block that, come on. There was more saliva than from the kiss. It made my shirt slightly see-through. My knees grew weak and I couldn't help sinking to the floor.
怖くなったら言ってくれ。
I'm scared. I'm scared of YouTube demonetization. I don't get money from this, since every video of Hashihime is copyrighted, but bitch, it still scares me. If this video is gone, I don't have any backup of it, okay? So, y'all, you better be praying that we don't get deleted.
すぐにやめる。
He crashed. Oh, okay. On my chest as he sucked on my neck. Vampire, he's a vampire. He's just a vampire, YouTube. I couldn't say anything, so all I could do was draw my knees in as my gaze wandered to the floor. It wasn't like I wasn't scared. It'd be easy for me to tell him no. But if I told him I was scared now, Minakami would probably never try to touch me again. That is so true. That is so true. He was that kind of man. He was someone who put others before himself. He was an utter fool who made others his priority. I couldn't stop my racing heart or the chills of fear I felt.
すまない。
Minakami said as he pulled his hands away. He wiped my neck with his own sleeve and fixed the color of my clothes.
先に帰ってる。
Yeah, well, you kept me walking around with that bow. I grabbed his arm. I only had to do that once to stop him. I brought my hands to his collar.
みなかみ。
Huh? I took a deep breath. Alright, he's wearing button up. I was like, where did the button go? And I was like, oh right, he's wearing button up. Partway through, Minakami grabbed my hand and stopped me.
やめよ
I don't know, I'm conflicted.
こんなにされて帰れるわけないだろう。お前だってそのままで帰れるとは思えん。
経を唱えれば静まる。
I mean, sure, you can try.
そんなお前に戒名をやろうか。
Bitch. No.
クロート童貞だ。
クロート童貞。最低だな。
最低だな。
にゃ。
Minakami laughed with me.
お前も脱げ。見ていて息が詰まるから。
お前が外してくれるか。
Y'all. It took 15 episodes for them to have a kiss, but not only kiss, immediately boom, boom, boom. They just like, the moment we reached that freaking benchmark. They just push all the way. Here to support though. So
はあ仕方のないやつだな。
and fasten the large golden buttons one by one.
この制服はお前が俺に着せたようなものだ。
Okay, a bit weird, but
そんな覚えはない。
本当だ。川瀬が帝大に受かって俺はお前に見限られるんじゃないかって焦ってたんだ。
cute.
結局人のせいか。
聖望だけは手に入らなかったんだがな。
なくしたと言っていただろう。
最初からなかった。
それで1年以上も隠し通そうとするとはずぶとい神経だ。
お前にバレなければそれでよかったんだ。
それって私だけは欺ける自信があったということだよな。
違う。バカにするつもりは。
同じことだ。失礼なやつめ。身ぐるみ剥いでやるからな。
What is this? I love it. Nakami left it off with a wry smile and forced the last button off.
二度と着ることはあるまい。くたびれた姿の方がお似合いだ。
それもそうだけど。
Nakami watched the button roll away with a troubled look on his face. Tap his chest with my toes. Toes? Okay.
本当にお前は俺の心をえぐるな。
Minagami said before kissing me on the forehead. No matter what he said, it turned me to mush. I hated it, but now that I knew everything, it was pointless trying to fight it.
で、この後どうするんだ？上も下も脱ぐのか？
雰囲気もクソもないな。
何か言ったか？
いや、そのままでいてくれ。
Yo, we're doing this in a shrine, by the way. Bro, we're gonna be banished with the gods. He moved behind me and easily placed me on his lap. Ooh. Then he embraced me from behind as he rained kisses down the back of my neck. Oh my god, that's so sweet. His hands slid under my shirt. I immediately grabbed his hands and was shocked by how completely different they were from mine.
文弱のくせに。
重い本ばかり持って歩いていたから、いつの間にかごつくなった。
The fingertips are slowly turning pages. I could hear my heartbeat as I start to get excited. And y'all, I'm gonna be a bitch to y'all, cause my battery's slow, and I'm gonna blue ball y'all. I'm ending the episode right there before anything's happening. And I don't know, should we show the scene? Maybe I should like put a big warning on it, like, and like put a short episode, just that, and then we can skip through it, and I'm gonna brief you all on what happened on the next long episode. Maybe we could do that. Should we do that? Keep this away from the kids? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, I guess. Again, this episode is a bit short, but y'all, we got all the drama, all the tea, and all the freaking romance we could ever wish from this freaking journey, so be satisfied. I know you're not satisfied because you don't know what happens next, but it's okay. I'm right there with you. I won't know until next week, so y'all, let's take a breather and hear my ending song. Bye bye!